Hello, and welcome to the third in our series on getting to know GDPR 365. Previously, we got to understand how to set up the organization, what to do about a DPO, and how to manage the compliance sections. What's that saying? You can't manage risk if you can't see it. How do you respond to a previous employee who has requested access to her personal data if you don't know where the data was processed? How do you understand where a personal data breach has occurred if you don't know who your processors are? These are just some of the reasons why you need to map your personal data processing. I should mention that in all the data mapping sections, if you don't find the item in the default listing, you may add your own. Let's begin. Firstly, we select the types of data subjects whose personal data we process. Let's say employees and customers. Then click Next. Then for each data subject type, what are the reasons why we process their personal data? In other words, the processing purposes. For each purpose, you have to select a lawful basis, as well as input a retention period. Now, for each purpose, do the following. Step 1. Select or add the personal data types being processed for the purpose. Step 2. Select or add any special category personal data being processed for this purpose. You have to select the relevant lawful basis here. Step 3. Under Information Assets, select the relevant internal processing location. Step 4. Under Third-Party Processors, add the processors who may be processing this personal data on your behalf, or select them if they exist already. Step 5. Under Data Sharing, add the controllers with whom you may be sharing personal data. In this example, we haven't selected Give-A-Lot loyalty programs. This was added for the customer support. When you are done with all of the purposes, mark the data subject types as complete. Once they're all marked as complete, click Next. For each of the personal data types captured, indicate where you are collecting the personal data from and whether it's directly from the data subject or from a third party. If from a third party, then indicate the third party category. Click Finish, and we're done with data mapping for now. But remember, it's important to regularly review your data mapping because there will always be changes in operations within the organization. You may also use visualization to check the accuracy of what you've captured. Let's move on to governance. Notice the two privacy notices, the external one and the one for employees. There are three options. The template version, which integrates from the data mapping, a version which you can edit yourself, and one where you can upload your own PDF. Once you select your version, you need to publish it. Once published, mark the exercise as completed. You must copy this code to wherever you want to display your privacy notice on your websites. You can also download a PDF version if you need to share it differently. Continuing with governance. We provide a set of default documents which are useful for training and awareness. Select the version you will use, then set the status to complete, or you can set it to not applicable if you will not be sharing it with your employees. In the document library, you may add your own documents, whether you compile it yourself or you upload a PDF, and then you can choose whether or not you want to share with your employees. And speaking of employees, let's go see how you communicate with them. The information we provide here is quite explanatory. And note also that there is a requirement to complete a checklist. You may add your employees either individually or you may use the template to upload many. Any documents that you've marked as not applicable in the previous exercise will not appear in this listing. You may email an employee individually or you may email globally. Select the relevant documents, customize your email message, and then click Send. The employee receives the email, reads the document, and clicks I have read and understand the contents. This will update GDPR 365 with a green star. The red star indicates that it hasn't been sent, and the orange star says that it's in progress. We've reached the end of this lesson. Thank you for your time. Look out for the next lesson in this series where we'll look at ongoing processes. Bye bye.